Is anybody on the our What to Watch For presented by Sling game, which is USC at UCLA? USC a 2.5-point favorite. I'd say on the road, but it's just sort of over the hill.
My mind is telling me no, but my body's telling me yes.
Stop.
I think it's the opposite of that. Like, my mind is telling me that USC is probably going to win, like in my mind. But my heart knows what's going to happen. We've seen this movie 1,000 times. UCLA is going to run shit through them. They're going to win the game, and the Pac-12 is going to be eliminated from the playoff. Like, that's what's going to happen. But UCLA is down in the dumps. They're a little bit banged up. USC is getting healthy. Jordan Addison, all the good stuff. You would think that USC is a better football team. What?
Well, except Travis Dye.
Well, except Travis Dye. That stinks. Yeah.
But they are getting the receivers back.
They're getting their receivers back. And I think that you would say that USC is probably at least 1 point better enough to win. I would never bet this game before it starts. And if I had to, I'd probably pick USC because I think they're a better football team. But history has shown time and time again what happens in the Pac-12. It's like, on one hand, UCLA constantly takes a dump every single time they're in a position like this. They did last week against Arizona, and this game still matters because they could theoretically play in the Pac-12 championship game.
They took their dump.
I know, but this one could be like flushing the toilet. Like, I mean, this one ends.
But that was the one that mattered for them. Like, they're not playing for a Pac-12
You don't think that a rivalry game with the Pac-12 championships on the line potentially is a big
I
game
just
for
think
them?
there's USC is going to have 3 different opportunities to lose the game and knock the Pac-12 out of the playoff. I don't think it's going to be this one. I don't. I do think it's going to be an insanely high scoring game, incredibly fun. There's just so much skill all over the place. It's going to come down to one of these defenses making like 2 consecutive stops. That's what it's going to come down to.
Is that even going to happen? That reminds me, the number in this game, 76.5. I say over.
76.5. Wow.
You know how much scoring has to happen to get to that number?
Yeah,
no,
I do,
will,
because
though.
we didn't hit it on Wake Forest, North Carolina.
North Carolina and Wake Forest scored on every other possession for 3 quarters, and they still didn't get there.
Yeah, but you've seen these defenses, right?
Yeah, sure, I have. I do.
They are literally built to not stop the other offense.
You don't have to explain to me that both of these teams are going to score a lot. I get that, but like the number's really high. Like, I think that there's a stat out there that numbers over 70 are like 2 and 13 this year.
Well, there's a third time for everything.
So you guys, who are you on? I'm taking UCLA.
I'm taking USC.
I'm taking UCLA.
All right, Nicole.
I think it ends this week.
Look at I wore this on purpose.
You guys are fighting on. They are, by the way, they are, for those of you who are listening and not watching, they are doing the thing that the girl Ari dated years and years ago did in every Instagram photo, which is it's sort of like a peace sign around the eye.
Peace sign sideways that we've
sort
decided
of the fight
means
on
with that like Miley Cyrus.
It's hideous. I have no idea why anyone would do this. She was not, but
yes, Ari has sent us.
She was going through a phase that she probably regrets. So
it was like it was the duck face,
It was the thing back with college girls back in 2000.
It was. I'm taking USC. I think that so to me, when I'm not sure on a game, I go with what is the most interesting potential outcome. Most interesting potential outcome to me is USC winning the Pac-12. Being a one-loss Pac-12 champion, possibly, and at that point, if they win the next 3 games, whoever they play in the Pac-12 championship, USC is in the playoff. I am convinced of this. I don't know why people are debating this.
And winning this game also
Andy's debating it.
I am debating it. They'll take Tennessee. But winning this game also makes USC Notre Dame very, very interesting next week. And if USC loses, it's not.
I just want the 4th and final spot to come down to 1-loss conference champ USC and 1-loss Tennessee.
I agree.
That's all I want.
I think that's the most interesting potential outcome that we could possibly have heading into Selection Sunday. So I want that to happen. So I need USC to do this. I need
That's
them
exactly
to
why they're
going to
lose on Saturday.
I know it's probably true, but here's the thing. of all the teams that are like in the mix for the playoff, no one has exactly the path that USC does, where these are all their signature wins. They're all in front of them. All the big games are now. They don't
and
have
doing
it.
them
This is
in
the
recent point. With some recency bias there, I think could help persuade it too. Listen,
but it's also
I got $1,000
Ari,
on this. How am I going to fade USC right now? I just know it's going to happen.
No, but Ari, it's not just recency bias. The system is set up that a one-loss Power 5 champion should be in a really good position to make the playoff. Like, that's how it's set up. Conference championship is a tiebreaker. You're supposed to be. I mean, in this situation,
except that it never actually has been.
But it's supposed to be. It was set up to reward that type of thing.
I don't care what you say. I only care what you do, and what they've done.
So tells
Andy, me what they're going to do.
Andy, if
keep
let's
fighting
say
the good fight, Nicole. I did this a few episodes ago, and my vocal cords
I'm not giving it up just yet. Andy, if Clemson wins out and is a one-loss ACC champ, but has lost to Notre Dame, and USC wins out and USC beats Notre Dame, are you saying that common opponent would be ignored? Because that's also a tiebreaker.
Well, no, that's one they actually don't ignore. The other one they have ignored.
I'm just saying these are listed as criteria for tiebreakers.
I know, and they have ignored it almost every time.
What Andy is saying is that it's not going to be viewed as a tie.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
they're just going to say it wasn't a tie. That's all.
They can say whatever they want.
You don't think where USC is right now in the top 10, which are they at 7 or are they at 8 right now?
They're at 7.
7, yeah.
7 without a signature win. You don't think with 3 more signature wins and a conference championship that they would be either right even with Tennessee or above? The question is, do you think that
beating UCLA...
All they're going to decide in that situation, if they're trying to decide between Tennessee and USC, is who do they think would win if they played? That's it.
But let me ask you this, Andy. If USC beats UCLA this weekend, beats Notre Dame, and then beats Oregon... Mm-hmm. With those collection of 3 consecutive wins, would that be more impressive than what Tennessee's resume has to offer to you?
Yes.
I think it would be close. I don't think it would be more impressive.
So if it's close, we could envision
that
the
tie should go to the conference champion.
If it's close, then we have a fake tie, then it goes to the conference champion.
But it doesn't.
It's supposed to.
And if they played, the line would be Tennessee minus 7.5 or minus 8.
I'll tell you one thing right now, Andy. If Tennessee gets chosen in that scenario over USC, and then USC doesn't make the playoff because in year 3 of our wonderful bet, they're in the Big Ten, I'm going to pay you in pennies in a wheelbarrow.
Okay. It spends the same money.
Andy, or Ari, I thought you were going to say something noble there, like they need to expand the playoff the next day.
No, I would never say that.
It's about
he doesn't want to.
You want to know why they don't expand? Because neither of those teams are good enough to win the national title, so I don't give a crap who gets left out.
I'm sorry, but Ari, do you not think that if you did Stu on our site, on The Athletic, has a mock of what the 12 team would look like? Got multiple Pac-12 teams. That league is rewarded for the growth that there has been, the development that there has been, that the top half of that league is better. That's not good for college football? That like
you want to reward them for their development?
All of the teams that are still alive
Ari thinks if you can't be Clemson and ascend from mediocrity to the ultimate heights,
but every single team
sustained success.
But every single team that is in the Pac-12 that's still in the running for a Pac-12 championship would still be in the running for the 12-team college football playoff.
I know, because the
that's
college
so much
football
more
playoff,
interesting.
when it is
that's
expanded,
so much more
is going
interesting
to allow
here.
mediocre teams to participate. All the teams that are still alive, technically,
Nicole,
in the Pac-12 have a dog shit defense.
You see what I've been dealing with for the last month and a half?
There's 2 separate arguments. It's like, would it be entertaining? Of course it would be. Are people going to watch? Of course they're going to watch.
Ari, what is this?
I know. It's the same arguments over and over again. I know, yeah.
It is an entertainment product.
Do you watch March Madness?
Yeah.
Or do you just fill out a bracket that's talk and then...
I don't fill out a bracket, but I gamble on the games.
But what's the point, though, if you know that a 16 seed, 15 seed, 14 seed, 10 seed, all these teams, that you don't think they're going to win the national championship?
I think it's the worst tournament in determining a national champion in sports.
Do you watch the NFL regular season?
Yeah.
Do you watch the NFL playoffs?
Yeah, of course.
There you go. We're done here.